My first movie was a James Bond movie. It's like a sort of ejector seat from normality into some crazy circus world. I mean, I remember I hardly dare say this, I'd never actually seen a James Bond movie. I saw other girls and I thought, oh dear, I've dressed completely wrong for this. All these girls were so sleek and dressed in what seemed to me like leather. I'm sure it wasn't leather. And then when I was called to do a screen test for that film, they said, also, we're going to bring you a lovely dress. And this is where I thought, oh, well, I have some lovely dresses. So I went home to my mother, who was an opera singer, and I said, I need something really fabulous, like a ball dress. It had large roses all the way down the front, large sort of beautiful silk roses, huge skirt, big train. I said, well, I've bought a dress. And they said, great, let's see it. And I took it out, and everybody's face, they obviously tried very hard not to laugh. They said, that is a very, very beautiful dress. But in James Bond, the women tend to wear something more like this. And this sheath, this sort of slinky, sparkly sheath. Suddenly you've got you're given an awareness, you're given a look that is sort of far more sophisticated than you feel. Eye makeup, eyelashes, mascara, Armani, fur, high heels. I mean, just everything that I had no experience of. And you're having to sort of come to terms with yourself as a woman, I suppose, and also as an object as well. You're looking at yourself from the outside for the first time, which I think for any girl is a very, it's a horrible and also rather fascinating time of one's life. My character in An Education, Helen, is not a learned person. Because I was talking to Lynn Barber, who wrote, whose memoir An Education was based on, and she said there used to be a girl who was dating one of the boys, and this girl was fascinating and alluring and very beautiful, and she never spoke. And then one day she did speak, and Lynn realised why she'd never spoken up until that point, because she knew where her power lay, and that, any power would be dissipated as soon as she opened her mouth. All actresses, we all want to play, intelligent, strong, formidable women, and actually, it's really fun to play somebody who's not that. I suppose there's a kind of collective guilt in Hollywood that when, there are so few female characters out there, that when they are written, they should definitely be smart ones. And so sometimes when there's a cracker comes along who's not smart, that's just even better, really. I have incredibly fond memories of Pittsburgh when I was filming Jack Reacher. I was pregnant. I had, a baby who was in my tummy during that movie, and now, he heard Tom Cruise's voice way more than he ever heard his father's voice at that time. So now when, he's ever upset, I just have to put on Risky Business or, Top Gun or Show Me the Money, just show it on sort of repeat, in his next to his cot. It's Patrick Dempsey, back in the day, did something called JFK Reckless Youth. I thought he was just the most gorgeous thing I'd ever seen. I didn't think I even knew that, you could have a reaction to a man like that when I was that age. So it was very exciting to me. And then years later, I saw this, this guy, and I thought, how funny, everybody's finally caught on. Hopefully you get people to look that up now. I have to confess, I have never looked it up again, because I can't bear that it wasn't as good as I remember it to be, but it was pretty thrilling.